OK, let's get more now on the situation in Belarus. Yuval Weber is Bren Chair of Russian Military and Political Strategy at the Krulak Center of Marine Corps University. He's in Washington. Thanks very much for coming on the programme.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with President Putin in all this. Obviously, a huge interest for Russia in what happens in Belarus. What do you think he's thinking and calculating at this moment in time?
Well, he's thinking how hard it is to get good help, given how Lukashenko has made Belarus a cause of international concern. What Putin wants to do right now is to ensure that there is stability on the streets of Belarus, that it doesn't become some, color revolution type thing, or that there's violence on the streets. And what he's done to do that is, in fact, put Lukashenko into a bit of a trap. The more that he supports Lukashenko by saying, he's going to have the Russian military ready, they're going to do a joint police force, that all these things in order to shore up the loyalty of Lukashenko's police, riot guards, military, and things of that nature, what Putin has done is, in fact, get Lukashenko to agree to give over more pieces of Belarus's sovereignty. And in fact, today is Lukashenko's birthday, the leader of Belarus, and Putin called him to congratulate him and to invite him for a personal meeting in Moscow. And at that point, probably the bill is going to be due, and they'll make the big trade there. OK, the bill
will be due. That's an interesting phrase. So what do you think is going to happen there? You say that Belarus will be handing over some of its sovereignty. What do you mean?
So sure. So when we're talking about the big things of sovereignty, it is, can Belarus dictate its own foreign policy? Can it create its own foreign economic policy? One of the things that Belarus has done to shore up its economy in recent years is, in effect, to help European companies evade sanctions that are meant to strangle the Russian economy, owing to the issues from Crimea and the war in Ukraine. Like, for instance, there's a lot of European seafood that comes from Belarus, which is a landlocked country. And so one thing that Putin is going to ask or tell Lukashenko to do is probably put an end to this European trade that comes into Russia. That's going to be one thing. But the bigger things are in terms of Belarus's security outlook. It shares a border with several NATO countries, and what Putin is going to ask, I would imagine, is the ability or the right or the permission to place Russian troops, like paratroops, tank divisions, things of that nature, on Belarusian soil for the joint defense of both Belarus and Russia, but with the effect of taking away Belarus's foreign policy by putting Russian military units inside the country itself.
Well, that would be a huge step, wouldn't it? And a huge step change. So if, in your analysis, Putin continues to support and, in essence, prop up Lukashenko, how long do you think that goes on for?
Well, we're at the point where it's gone on for a couple weeks. Lukashenko doesn't have much popular support. But so long as as I said, his police, his interior ministry, and his military believe that Russia has Lukashenko's back, that they're supporting him, they're probably going to stay loyal to him, because if anything happens, they stand no chance against a Russian invasion. So this can go on for a couple weeks, and over the course of the next couple weeks, the economy of Belarus is going to come to a standstill. The country will run out of money, and at that point, they'll be beholden to whoever's going to give money. And that is clearly Russia, and perhaps to some extent China. And that's where Lukashenko has made the trade. To stay in power means to give up more and more of Belarus.
I see. Right. Great to have your analysis on the programme. We really appreciate your thoughts. That's Yuval Weber. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle.